And again, we're talking about George Bush, but see, this is one thing that I think. This is one of my theories. This is what I think. I think, like, George Bush, Obama, all these people that we have in office, some of these guys are career freaking government officials, dude. Like the Kennedy guy, he stood there 45, 50 years, eh? That guy shouldn't have been there that long. See, a lot of these guys, they own big businesses, they're lobbyists, they're in government jobs, and they trade circles, eh? And it's a game that they're playing. You know what I'm saying? They're all just lining their pockets. They're all getting themselves wealthy. You know what I'm saying? Democrats and Republicans. All those guys that we have in office, they're not there actually freaking making the decisions. They don't. Big business does, dude. What's it called? The Fed, the central banking system, and all the big business, the big corporations throughout the world. They're the ones that are doing what they're doing. You see, the Bilderberg Group, that's a group of billionaires, the selected few that get into this group, and they make decisions on stuff that's going on in this country and through the world. You know what I'm saying? They want to get a one world government, dude, and that's what they're doing, eh? I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? You need to look at the big picture, and that's what's happening. And that's one thing I'm going to show you on the next video that I do by myself, and I'm gonna tell you what I think what's happening, and these are my views, and you know what I'm saying? You can believe me, you don't, but I understand during George Bush's time that there was a guy regulating how much money and how the Internal Revenue Service was running, and during George Bush's time, he got that guy out of office. That guy's gone. And he was the one regulating the people doing the freaking financial stuff with the freaking feds. Why did they get rid of that guy? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Well, how about with Obama and his EPA? Now, the EPA now, he appointed that guy who charges the EPA, and they're saying, you know what, Congress, even if you don't pass cap and trade, you don't go get into it, we're going to freaking throw this in there.
But that's not about Obama. What that is about, that's been going on for years.
Yep.
And it's going on right now today, and it's called Copenhagen. Well, that's the city that they're in right now for this global conspiracy called climate change, man-made climate change, which is, climate change is real, but the man-made part of it isn't as bad as they want you to believe. But there's one man controlling the whole system right now, and he's put in place to set the policies and to get each country and government to buy into what he wants them to do. Right now, everyone is on the EPA and the cap and trade, and all that is going to do as citizens is raise our taxes. But that's what it's supposed to do. Because what they're going to do, now just listen, what they're trying to do is they're going to tax or they're going to charge big companies, oil companies, the people who produce your food, the people who slaughter your animals to put the food on your table. What they're doing is they're charging those people, those entities, those individuals for carbon tax. They're saying that so much of that carbon dioxide that goes in the air, that's what's causing climate change, global warming. So they want to charge those companies, or they give those companies a certain amount of poison, let's call them poison, that they can produce. If they go over that amount, they have to pay for that amount, or they could go to another company and buy some of their unused space that they have. And, you know, what that is, that's just a way to tax the American people and put money in their pocket and line their pockets. I understand that. Everyone understands that. But Obama is not behind that. His administration is not behind that. That's been put in place before Obama, before George Bush, before his father, and before Clinton. But so when people say Obama's wrong and his administration is doing this and doing that, no, they're not. Obama is a puppet. He's a puppet that I voted for. I was fooled into thinking that he was going to be someone that he isn't. But then again, he's a politician. He said what he had to say to get elected. Some of the things he's going to make good on, some of the things was just pillow talk. One of the things that I'm upset with is that he keeps saying George Bush, George Bush. It's not George Bush. It's Dick Cheney. That's who was calling the shots in his administration. Dick Cheney. He was the president. George Bush was just a mouthpiece. He was just a puppet. He said whatever Dick Cheney wanted him to say. Don't you find it ironic that we're in this land occupation now? It's not a war. It's land occupation. How is it that Dick Cheney is a founding member of Halliburton, the same people who won the government contract to help rebuild Iraq after we get done slaughtering that country and tearing it to you know what. Isn't that a double standard? How are you going to be the same person who calls on war and you're going to benefit the most from the destruction that you cause? It makes no sense. But then again, in another video, we'll go over that. But you got something else to say?
No, he said it perfect, dude. That's exactly that. It's the truth. These people, all of them are in bed with each other, dude. They're all in it. All these public officials, they're in it to do these things to us, eh? And one thing that I think about the administration is that, okay, we got the guy because he campaigned on a certain thing, but what he campaigned on wasn't what he was going to do when he got in office. And it's just a trip because everybody thought we were going to get certain things because what he was saying, and then for him to be the one that actually does the change that they've been trying to do for all these years, like Obama said in that one interview he did when he was a senator, like, we need to gain the White House, we need to gain the Senate and the Congress, we need to gain all of it, and if we do, we could pass all these things. And that's what he said years ago, dude. And then look at in 2008 they won the presidency. They know next year that they're gonna lose a lot of the Senate seats and everything, so that's why they're trying to push everything through. That's why they're pushing everything through. And it's not just the Democrats, not just the Republicans, it's all those motherfuckers, dude. It's all of them, eh?
Obama ran his campaign on change. There's only one way to change the political system, and that is get rid of the lobbyists. Period, point blank.
They should get rid of them.
Everything can change. If you're
the unions too.
Millions of dollars into my campaign, I can't do anything but do what you want me to do. I have to own up to what I said I was going to do. And as long as you keep supporting them, the lobbyists, as long as they keep pouring money into the Republican campaign, the Democratic campaign, the conservative campaign, whatever you want to call yourself, whatever you want to label you, until you get rid of the lobbyists, nothing will change because you're doing nothing but doing what the big companies want you to do. I mean, it's plain and simple. You could talk about reforming health care, you could talk about, you know, the welfare system, whatever it is you want to talk about, the housing bubble, whatever. But you want politics to change, well, I take that back, two things. You got to get rid of these career politicians, and you got to get rid of the lobbyists. And
unions, three.
I'm not, you know, unions provide a service for people who work for unions. He doesn't agree. I like unions. I'm a union man myself. I work.
Oh man!
I work in a union.
Hey, I'm gonna do one about unions. I'm gonna do a video. I'm researching this one, dude. Watch.
And people, unions do good things. People need unions. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. But you know, I'm still an Obama supporter. You know, you know, 'cause I understand the game. I understand why he said what he said and what he's trying to do. And he is going to make good on some of his promises, but he can't make good on everything. Some things he has to, is just pillow talk. He needs to be elected. But, you know, like I said, if you want real change, get rid of the lobbyists, get rid of the career politicians, and you will see things start to change. It's not as bad as the Republicans want you to think, or the conservatives want you to think. It's not that bad.
It is bad, dude.
It's bad.
Watch.
We could get over this. Just
we're gonna hit the bottom. We're not at the bottom yet.
You know, the free fall has stopped. It's like you're putting your finger in that dam, right? As soon as you move your finger, it's gonna, but keep your finger in that hole, stop the bleeding.
Stop the bleeding.
10 seconds.
Later.
It's a wrap.